What's good, fam? Glad you clicked in, because what's going down in Dalton, Illinois, it's straight-up political theater. I'm talking betrayal, scandal, downfall, and a comeback plot twist nobody in the audience saw coming. Buckle up, because this story, it's got layers. Let's rewind the tape all the way back to May 2021. Dalton, a small, majority-black village on Chicago's Southland map, made history that night. They elected Tiffany Henyard as mayor, the first young black woman to ever hold that seat. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. People felt like change had finally arrived. Tiffany came in hot, promising empowerment, reform, and the kind of leadership people had been begging for decades. The community rallied around her. They believed in her. They prayed she would finally be the one to change the game. And for a moment, hope was alive. But here's the thing about hope. It comes with an expiration date. In Dalton, that date showed up quick, stamped in bold red letters, used by sooner than you think. Because instead of fixing the mess, Tiffany became the mess. Headlines started popping off left and right. Allegations swirled like tornadoes. She was burning through taxpayer money like it was her own personal credit card. And not for schools. Not for fixing potholes. Not for services people actually needed. We're talking hair bundles, candles, sandals, even kitchenware. Dalton's residents were struggling, and Tiffany was allegedly shopping on their dime. And if you dared question her, please, she didn't just clap back. She went to war. Town meetings turned into shouting matches. Videos went viral showing her barking at critics, most of them black residents, mind you, who were simply asking for accountability. At one meeting, she snapped, "Y'all should be ashamed. Y'all black and sitting here attacking a black woman that's empowered." That's the card she played at infinity. But shouting couldn't drown out the truth. Investigations followed. Protests grew louder. The pressure built until something had to give. And finally it did. Dalton made the switch. The people voted in a new mayor, Jason House. And trust me, this wasn't some quiet little backroom ceremony. City Hall was jam-packed. Folks spilled onto the steps outside. The energy was electric. When Jason House laid his hand on the Bible and swore to serve with honesty and integrity, the crowd erupted. One resident whispered, "This ain't just a mayor, this is history." And they were right. Dalton's chaos had just become a national headline. With Jason House at the helm, the mission is crystal clear. Rebuild trust, bring back transparency, and clean up the mess left behind. And judging by the overwhelming support, the people are ready for a fresh start. Meanwhile, Tiffany, she drifted off into Facebook land. No apologies. Just filtered selfies, random motivational quotes, and the occasional live stream where she pretends none of this ever happened. The same woman who once pulled in $347,000, a year more than the governor of Illinois, is now making nothing. No salary, no perks, no power. And rumor has it she didn't even stack any of that cash. Because here's the hard truth. When you chase power for clout, it never lasts. And when it's gone, if you didn't lead with honesty, nothing's left. Behind, no loyalty, no legacy, just silence. But here's where it gets real. This story isn't just about Tiffany. It's about what happens when leadership fails. And it's about what happens when a community finally wakes up. Dalton is wide awake now, and they're not going back to sleep. See, while Tiffany was busy hogging the spotlight, others were putting in the quiet grind. Names like Edward Steve, names like Jason House. They weren't clout chasing, weren't posing for cameras. They were serving out of love for the day. Community, not love for likes. And here's the twist. Jason House didn't even want the mayor's seat at first. 4 years ago, he had the chance. He turned it down. Why? Because he believed in service without applause. Showing up without needing a headline. Giving without expecting a thank you. But when things finally boiled over, when the scandals, dysfunction, and betrayal grew, too heavy, Jason House finally stood up and said, "Enough." And when he stood, the people stood with him. Dalton doesn't just owe Jason House applause, they owe him respect. Because true leadership doesn't come draped in designer brands with a camera crew in tow. Sometimes it comes quietly, rolls up its sleeves, and simply gets to work. And now sure, Tiffany still has defenders. Some will cry foul. They'll say they just didn't want to see a black woman win. That's the fallback excuse, the tired playbook. But let's keep it real. That narrative misses the entire point. Yes, being a black woman or a black man or a single parent that's powerful, it's identity. Identity matters. It inspires. It makes history. It reminds people that change is possible. But let's be honest, identity alone won't keep you in that seat. What does? Discipline, integrity, the ability to show up day after day for the people who trusted you enough to put you there. Because at the end of the day, the job still has to get done. Look around. Dalton, Atlanta, Jackson, Montgomery. Cities built on black culture and legacy. In these places, being black isn't a barrier, it's an advantage. These communities are filled with power, pride, and resilience. But once you've got the position, it's not about the image. It's about what you actually do with that power. I'm from Sacramento, out here. Unless you're in LA or Oakland, climbing that ladder isn't easy. That's why so many of us look to cities like Detroit or Atlanta, places where black leadership left real marks. But here's the catch. Those dreams only work when the leaders we elect actually do the work. Too often, folks rise up only to drop the ball. They start chasing attention. They start caring more about followers than follow through. And when that happens, who suffers? Always the community. Always the people. That's why we can't keep treating leadership like a hustle. It's not a side gig. It's not content for Instagram. It's a responsibility. When you're trusted with power, you honor it. You follow through. You don't flex, you serve. If we don't get serious, we'll just keep spinning in circles, watching neighborhoods crumble while leaders chase the spotlight. And make no mistake, this isn't just about Tiffany Henyard. This is about leadership. Real leadership. About what we do when someone hands us the chance to lead. Because a vote isn't a free pass to stunt. It's a duty. It's a test. Do you lift your people or do you lift yourself? That's the line between service and betrayal. Let the Dalton saga be the lesson. It's not just for one village, but for every block. Every city, every district dreaming of change. When you trust someone with power, watch closely how they use it. If they abuse it, if they twist it, if they chase clout instead of progress, they'll end up just like Tiffany. Title gone. Respect gone. Legacy faded. And what's left? Some filtered selfies and memories nobody cares about anymore. When you leave with purpose, when you actually show up, leadership can bless you. It can elevate your name, cement your legacy, let you walk away proud. But only if you stay grounded. Only if you stay humble. The moment you start thinking you're untouchable, that's when it all collapses. The money gone, the followers gone, the platform gone. Just like that. And speaking of collapse, let's talk about Kamel Woods. Yeah, that Kamel. The married man who allegedly got swept into Tiffany's orbit back when everything looked sweet. When the checks cleared. When the trips sparkled. When the press loved her. Back when she had shine, he had a reason to stick around. But now that the bank account's empty, the spotlight's faded, the perks dried up, you think he's hanging around for microwave dinners and tension in the living room? Please, that man's already halfway out the door, suitcase packed, GPS set for the exit. Because here's the truth. He was never there for her. He was there for the perks, for the clout, for the ride. And now that ride's over, so is he. Because when the power dries up, so do the people who are only in it to feed off it. Tiffany's not just out of office. She's out of support, out of leverage, out of time. And yeah, it stings. But it's the crash she built herself. That's what happens when you treat public service like a hustle instead of a calling.